All right, we are live. Mitch and myself. It's been about a month, it feels like, since we've
I know.
done one of these together. So
I
we're here.
know.
I got
The
my probiotic soda because I had like the norovirus or something the other week. So that whatever's going around, man, it's
dude,
not good.
neurovirus is no freaking joke. That is
Yeah,
the worst.
yeah,
That is the worst. That's nasty stuff right there.
it is. So
Yeah. No, not
yep,
good. All
but
right.
I'm good to go, man. So
Okay. I love it. I'm ready. I let me throw our stuff in our Sharp app Discord. If you're not a part of our Sharp app Discord, y'all need to get in here.
yeah. Yeah, we've been killing it on the free play. Last night was a little slow, but it was like, I mean, we have been on an epic run with free plays. I can tell you guys that. So if you're not in our free Discord, you definitely need to be in there because I mean, we are literally printing money over
Whew,
here with the
love that.
Proptimizer, baby. So
I love that.
yeah, man, we got all kinds of promos that we make sure that we take advantage of. Uh, Underdog, we're gonna do one of those. We'll get started with that pretty soon here, but we got them all. It's a no sweat Friday. We got sleeper play. I just posted. We'll go ahead. Why don't we
Pull it up.
pull up the Discord and we'll
Oh yeah.
tell you what's going
Show the
on in there.
people. Show the people your winnings.
Yes, we will show the people. All right, there is us. Look at those handsome gentlemen right there. See, we got a nice $30 protected play from Sleeper. They're stepping up. They got the Pick'em Wars guys are still on. They just increased it by $10 for protected. I mean, you can't beat that. It's risk-free Friday right now. So we got people crying here with emojis with plays we're putting out because we're printing money for them. So there you go. And then we got some free plays on X with myself and then Madness. So make sure you guys are following us on X because we got they have two better promos out each day and put one of those out over there. Owner's Box has a nice little sweat free Friday as well. So they're joining the game there with that. So a nice play for $100. And then earlier, I think I put out a underdog play to get a boost, which we are going to go through pretty soon here. So yeah, so that's just the free plays that we are giving you, so we can show you what's going on at
Yeah,
the
I
start
mean,
line. Yeah.
for everyone that's in here, typically how this goes is what we're gonna do is we're gonna build a what do you want to do? Underdog today? Is that what you said?
Yeah,
Okay.
underdog. It's got a 50% boost
Okay.
today.
Let's
So.
do. We'll build a UD play, and then we will probably shift over to the Sharp Report because I know a lot of you are probably thinking about divisional weekend, right? We've got four like massive games. I think it's gonna be an awesome weekend of football, and then obviously capped on Monday by the college football national championship, right? I'm not, yeah, on the 20th. Yep. So it's going to be a sweet weekend. So we'll go over a little bit of NBA tonight. I have already a play out. There's two other plays that I'm eyeing. We'll kind of see this kind of last rendition of the Sharp Report to see if they're still following what I'm following. And yeah, I mean, Swami, last week what we did, it was awesome. We had about 80 people in here running through the money handles tool and like
Nice.
how to use the actual app. So that was really cool. But I think the people are ready to get back to the props. I think that's
Yeah.
where the money lies,
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, props are, I think, I mean, when I was talking to Kevin at DFS Army last, like we were talking about it at one time, and it was, it's like 75%, something crazy. Like props have just taken over. So
They are
I
king
mean,
for sure
they
right
are
now in the
king
betting
right
world.
now. Yeah.
Mhm.
So good stuff. So let's go ahead and getting some people in here. We'll go ahead and give the people what they want. And we'll pull up the Proptimizer here, and we're going to go over an underdog play. So we like to do a nice 3-pick on underdog. That seems to be the way to go with them. So we will pull up the Proptimizer. like I said, we did put out a play earlier with Mark Williams, who's been killing it, especially since they got rid of Nick Richards
Yep.
on Charlotte Hornets. So
Yep.
Yeah, so we already put play with him out. I was looking at his just to see if I could get lucky, get a nice double at some plus money or something like that, and it was like
Yeah.
minus 190 or something when I pulled it up. So a little late to the party there, but I did play him for the other night. He had like 31 points, and he scored like 6 points in the first 3 minutes, and I took a live line. I couldn't get it out fast enough to everybody, but I took a live line over 17 and a half points, and he smashed that. So that was pretty
Nice.
cool. Yeah, here we go. So I always like to play people that are healthy, but or at least likely to play here. So first up here is Kobe White. Says he's likely to play. I don't know that I want to play him just due to the fact that we got Lonzo Ball, we got Io coming back, and I think I might just see how it goes. And then you got him with coming off an injury here, so I think we fade him, and same with Cam Johnson, uncertain to take the court, but let's see, Josh Green we could potentially play. Looks like the last few games, he hasn't done too much here with like we said, Mark Williams kind of taking over this offense in Charlotte, but Chicago, obviously a terrible defense.
Yeah. That's the only caveat is Chicago's defense is so bad. They're just so bad.
And he could hit a couple threes.
Yeah.
You just never know. So
I agree. I agree fading that. I mean, if someone were to take that, I wouldn't blame you because I mean, if you look at the consensus, right, like it's under 6.5. The sports book is at 6.4. The Sharp app is at 6.4. Like, I wouldn't blame you, but Chicago's defense is just it's so bad.
Yeah, for sure. And we may come back to it if we don't have anything else. But like I said, I've made some plays, so I want to make sure that we kind of do something a little bit different today. But this one I was looking at earlier. I don't know. Tell me what you think, but
for Zach Edey.
Zach Edey, I mean, only 1 out of last 5, but I was just looking at the odds, and for some reason, I don't know why the odds, they're kind of all over the place too, actually. Yeah. So we got juice to the under, juice, but then we got it at 7.5, and then juice to the over at Bet Rivers. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, so the big deterrent to Edey tonight is obviously Wembanyama, right? And I think though that truthfully, like that's a very public play is betting Zach Edey under, right? And so that might be why the line is where it is, right? Like expecting the public to hammer the under, so you put the under a little bit lower, right, to try and balance out those numbers. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if there's any insight into that truthfully, but
and his last 10 games he's really been under here. So we can keep rolling down the line till we feel good about something. I'm fine with that. Another one I don't love playing, but I was looking at this as well just because for whatever reason Tyler Hero.
That's literally what I was looking at too.
But you got Jimmy Butler coming back too tonight. But anyway, so what are your thoughts on this one?
I mean, look, the theoretical wins at 60. His average is at 6. Like that clears 4.5 pretty well. I mean, our projections are almost a full rebound over what underdog is at, and the only thing is that I mean if you look at the consensus odds, like we're looking at -143, -140 for the under on 5.5. So I
Mhm.
mean, they're really banking on him getting 5 rebounds. That's
Right,
pretty much what
right.
this is telling us, right? Like,
Yeah, and I'm just gonna go. Last time, I think we picked a guard, but I just don't love guards and
no.
rebounds. I don't love it, so I'm gonna stick with my
Yep,
guys. I want,
that's
I
fine.
wanna. It just can be so
That's fine.
volatile because, in my opinion, I mean, not in my opinion, but most of the time they're not in great positions to rebound.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, I
um,
agree.
let's
Let's keep
keep
moving here.
going here. So this
Um,
one right here, Carson Wallace. I'm just looking at. So I'm looking. I know a lot of you like to kind of see if you are Sharp App members, like what we're looking at, and so something that I see here is a big difference in consensus.
mhm.
I mean, I guess there's only a few books, but they're at 14 and a half,
And
15
I
and a half.
mean, he
Yeah.
just very rarely, at least over his last 15, hits this, right?
Mhm.
His PRA is normally around 13. It's a
Right.
massive difference. And like, I think that a lot of people are deterred because OKC played last night, right? But you got to keep in mind their starter sat the entire fourth and more, right? So they're going to be at full capacity here, right? So Kason Wallace might not get as much time maybe as people think. So I really like that play personally.
So do you think Dallas is going to be in this game? What's the line on this game? I'm just wondering
I
what
think
the
the
line
line
is
is
real quick.
it's pretty big.
Because he is he a starter? He's not, right?
No, I don't think so. The line's at only 7.5.
Seven
I
and
thought
a
it would be
half.
more.
Because that's my only concern is hey, are they if they blow out
Yeah,
Dallas, no Luca, obviously.
I
Um,
think is Kyrie playing.
Kyrie should be playing, so
Okay,
yeah, I mean the line. I say we take it because it
I say
does
we
look
do too.
pretty good.
I think
So
that yeah,
it
I
looks
agree.
good. So
Yeah, so
that'll be
the
our first pick.
last that people put was that Kyrie is still questionable for
Okay.
tonight, but I think that's still a good play. I
Yeah.
do. I
Yeah,
do.
I agree. So that'll be our first play here. We'll go back to the Proptimizer, and we're still in beta, so we are
Yeah.
still um, giving the Sharp app at a discount right now, guys.
Yep.
So make sure
Yep.
that you hit us up
Um,
for a discount link.
very interesting. So, and I'm not saying that we have to do this, but I want to show off some of these tools. So
Yeah.
this application updates in real time, right? So I don't know about yours anymore, Swami, but if you scroll all the way to the top,
Mm-hmm.
on mine there are new players up top.
Let's see. I
Um,
can try to refresh it here and see what we got.
let's see if it updated. Um, but super interesting. Obviously, like I said, we're still in beta, so
Are you on and you're on Underdog?
I'm on Underdog. Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Who
because
do
it
you?
has AJ Green, who's the shooting guard,
Okay.
as the top prop now, um, which is interesting.
Gotcha.
I don't know. Like I said, this app updates in real time, right? And obviously we're in beta, so there's things that go up and things that go down. But it's just something to keep in mind that just because something's not a play right now, like these odds change, right? And it shows us that odds are changing, and it adapts to that. So pretty cool. We can keep going down, but
Yeah, absolutely. So if that pops up,
yeah, we'll
we'll
see.
take a look at him for sure. So we got Kason Wallace. That's our first play. Next one here we got potentially would be Jason Tatum.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at
Um,
too.
and let's see. He had 0 assists against Orlando the last time they played. Kind of,
And this game's gonna be a blowout. It is.
yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
mean, it is, and like I mean, the line's at -14. Like,
right? So how many assists is he really going to get? Does he need to assist it? I mean, you got a bunch of guys that, including Al Horford, who will throw a couple right above him, who will,
yeah,
dish the ball out a little bit.
yeah.
But
I
Derek
like it.
Holiday, and yeah. So
I like it.
let's roll with some Tatum. He was also on Underdog. It was the only line that had it at 5.5. So everywhere
Yep.
else it was 4.5, which is
Yep.
a pretty, telltale sign there that it's a good play. So, all right. Looks like we got a comment here. I just want to make sure.
Yep.
On NBA, you have White too. Oh, okay. Right on. If you guys have any questions though, hit us up in the comment section for sure. We are checking them. So hit us up and we will, see what we can do. So it looks like we got a bunch more people in here. Thank you for joining us. We are just making an underdog play right now. And we are on our third leg of the play. So appreciate you being here. So, all right. Going down the line here, I'm just going to go up to the top. It looks like mine is still the same here, but okay. Yeah, did you see anything else that you?
Yeah, so right underneath there is RJ Barrett. I mean, pretty much everything is over that. RJ Barrett player rebounds, which is right under Brook Lopez. I don't know if you found him, but yeah. And I mean, his last 15, he's averaging about 7.
Yeah, I got to stick with my guard rule with
then don't.
With the.
That's all good.
Yeah, because we do have Scotty Barnes, and I don't know if he was in there, and Scotty Barnes is playing now.
Yeah.
So
True.
He kind of can hog those rebounds too.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
This one, Luke Cornett. Sometimes I like these assists. I got burned on them last night. I know you were saying you don't like them, but just something to look at. If these guys are going to play some minutes, if it is a blowout, just something that we were hitting on for a little bit. I don't love the sharp app projection under 1, but when it is at a half an assist and let's say it's
it's
sharp
just
app
1, right?
1.5. Yeah. It's just 1. Another one was Gary Trent. I was looking at for 1 assist, man, just 1. That's all we need,
1.
But I couldn't get 1 for a couple of guys last night. And my thing is with the 1 assist is like, they have to at least be expected to play some kind of minutes,
Yeah.
And then I'm cool with it. But though I was playing, I didn't even honestly know these guys. It was like Ron Holland on the Pistons.
Yeah.
And he only played 8 minutes or 10 minutes, so didn't work out. But all right. So
I'm changing some things to sharp app projections, right? I'm looking for big differences in in our sharp app projections. I will always urge people when they're using the Proptimizer to make sure that whatever plays you're putting in, the sharp app projection aligns, right?
Yes. I agree.
Because just because there's an edge on it, right, does not mean that automatically you should take that. It's so important to do your due diligence,
Yes. So did you see something or were you just?
No, so I scrolled down way far and I saw Jakob Pertl. Is that how you say his last name?
Yeah. I don't know. That sounds right.
His PRA was under 25 and they showed an edge on it, but his sharp app projection was at 27, right? So even though there's an edge, it doesn't automatically mean that you have to play that, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was Taurean Prince. I don't care what every time I play this guy, he's on my no playlist right here. Guy every time. And yeah, so I don't know. He just
Let's see.
not very good.
Nope.
All right, so let's go on down. We need one more play to round out our underdog slip here. So we're looking for one more. I think I played this one earlier, and I like him when Morant isn't. So if you looked at my underdog slip earlier, I did play Desmond Bane under. He seems to go under when Morant plays. So hopefully Morant.
Are you looking at his assists?
Yeah, Desmond Bane's assists. Yeah, so that was a good.
Well, I mean, so his player logs are really weird, right? Like, if you look at his last 15, I mean, it would show like, well, he's kind of been an assist machine. Well, look at his last few, right? He's barely dished the ball over his last 2 games, right?
That's
like
because Morant was playing.
Yep, exactly. I mean, and San Antonio is a pesky defense. It is. I like it.
Yeah. So if you guys, again, because I know a lot more people hopped on here, make sure that you Did you put that in by chance? Did we put that in? I'll put that in real quick. Well, I'll make sure I put in the comments section.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Just an invite to our free Discord because we are putting out free plays all day long. So make sure that I find that. Shoot, I forget how to do this. I'm usually on my app, but I'll put it in there.
I got you.
You guys need to. So
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, all good.
Thank you.
Throw that in. Here's the link to our Sharp Discord, everyone. If you're in any word when you can show head-to-head matchups. So you can't show head-to-head matchups yet, but what you can do is in our Proptimizer, type in the team's, like the first 3 letters of the team's name, and it will show up by that game, right? So for example, like if you type in TOR, T-O-R, into the search bar, it's only going to show games from Milwaukee versus Toronto. So that's something that I learned very recently that you can do. So if you're looking for, I know head-to-head matchups is probably not exactly what you mean, but I'm just saying this in case people want to look at like the actual games. Just type in the first 3 letters of the team's name and they'll pop up. So, but as far as head-to-head matchups, I don't know of anything coming down the pipeline yet from that, but that's a really good suggestion. Yep, game log for players head-to-head. For sure. I would imagine that's coming down the pipeline. I would imagine that's coming down the pipeline.
All right, so we need
you find anything over there?
One more here. I'm taking a look at. We got Jalen Wilson against the Lakers. I don't know. Sharp
I'm going to tell you. I don't know who the hell that is.
Yeah, so
I do not know.
I don't see anything yet, but potentially.
Maybe I don't know ball. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, potentially Mikal Bridges over 16.5. I don't know, Minnesota. It just seems to be, him and Mark Williams all day. Since, but I guess he kind of had a dud, but I think that was like the Mark Williams triple-double day or whatever that was the other day. So,
you talking about Mikal?
Yeah, 16.5. What's that?
You talking about Miles or Mikal?
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, you're right. I'm like 16. You're right. I'm thinking of the other
You're
bridges.
thinking of the other bridges.
Yeah,
Yeah.
too many
Yeah.
bridges. Bow bridges. There's the
I,
actors too, man.
I don't mind that play, by the way, what you were on, the McHale
Yeah.
Bridges over player points.
I mean, all the books they have it all the way up to 18 and a half.
I
So
know.
there might be a reason that I
And
brought this
like
up
he
here. But
averages 19, so we're
he
getting
had
about two and a
29
half
against
points of value
Minnesota
there.
last month.
I'm in. There's our
So
third leg.
yeah, there we go. All right,
Absolutely.
perfect. Let's roll.
He has been so good lately. He really has.
Yeah, I mean the shot is ugly, but
Yeah, it's the worst.
yeah.
It's bad.
So that's what we're gonna roll with. Make sure if you you know apply that token for 50% payout here. So if we do it for
That's
25
huge.
bucks, we get about 150 bucks. So
That's massive.
yeah.
Here we go.
Um, oh, so I'll have to do it on my phone, but so the play is Case Wallace under 16 and a half PRA, Jason Tatum under 5.5 assists, and then Mikal Bridges over 16 and a half points.
I love it.
So hopefully we can post that winner for you guys. Got almost 100 people in here.
Yep.
So hopefully we can post that winner in our Discord later.
I love
But
it. I love it.
yeah, so now I think, yeah, we'll go ahead and pull up the Sharp report.
So
And
the new version of the Sharp Report just came out. In case you are new around here, the Sharp Report is one of the Sharp app's premier tools. I mean, you could argue all day what the Sharp app's best tools are, but I love the Sharp Report. It is so tried, so true, and it has years and years of reliable data to back up what it is. So essentially, if you're new around here, it is data from an offshore book that Coach Anthony updates 2 to 3 to 4 times a day, with where our sharps or bettors that are very smart, historically very profitable, are putting their money toward. Okay. As you see on the screen right now, there are 3 columns. We'll go through each column. The left of your screen where it says sharp money, that's where the sharps are putting their money. All right, those are the exact bets that the sharps are putting their money on. The colors indicate how many sharps are on them, right? So blue means there's 3, red means there's 2. If it's crossed off, that means that another sharp better has come in on the other side, meaning that is no longer a play, right? Because you have 2 sharps going head to head there. That's the right or the left column. The middle,
or it could be a couple sharps on one that we had, and then just one sharp on the other side
Yep.
hop on. But that's why we leave it on there because a lot of times it's still a sharp play.
Still a play. Oh, for sure. Right. And the middle column is the sportsbook liabilities. So these often go against the column on the right, which are the square top positions. But these are plays that the book needs to happen. So we go against these plays. Okay. And the squares are on the right. And so what we do typically, or what I do, how I use this report is I'm a middleman. I'm a middle column man, true and true. Or true and I don't know. I don't know. Whatever I was trying to say.
True, yeah.
Yeah. Where
It's
I
really
want to go
brutal.
against those plays in the middle. I think that it is the most profitable column. For me personally, it has shown me the most profit. So you go against the plays that you're seeing there, right? So for example, San Antonio +2 is on there. That's great. So that would mean we go with Memphis, but Memphis is a public play, right? So they are a square play. Just because they're a square, that doesn't necessarily scare me off, but it could scare some people off, right? And so if you want, and how I know a lot of people use this is, they just avoid it, right? They don't play that play. Obviously Dallas, right, is in the middle column. OKC is on the right. Miami -1.5 is in there. I already took Denver, even though they're a public play. It's weird. Denver's a weird play tonight. So I took Denver money line at -108 is what I got it at. There's not many places that you can get it at plus money anymore. But it's a weird play because it's a square top position. But if you also go to the left column, it's a sharp play, right? So very interesting. So it kind of hit all of the boxes that I was looking for, right? It's a square play. Life goes on, right?
Right.
And then you have Toronto, right? Plus 11. So that would mean that we would want to play Milwaukee, right? And you got Brooklyn plus 11, which means that you would take the Lakers, but the Lakers are on the other side. Now, a play I love is Milwaukee tonight. It's probably a play that I'm going to put forward after we log off here in our Sharp App Discord. I'll put our or my plays for the night. Milwaukee is most likely going to be one of those plays, just because they are. Sorry, I'm pulling it up. They're not a square position, and they are against that middle column. So in our Sharp App AI, which we went through last week, our Sharp App AI has them at -11. So hitting it right on the head there. So I'm definitely in on Milwaukee tonight. And that's an explanation of how the Sharp Report works. And obviously you have every sport, right? College basketball is massive right now. There's always a million plays on the Sharp Report from college basketball. No sharps in college football yet. If I were to guess, there probably won't be. The sharps usually hop on games like the national championship pretty early. Like, for example, for the Super Bowl, we had a ton of sharps hop on Kansas City way early. Obviously, they were correct, right? But it's very interesting to me. I mean, I would imagine that Ohio State is going to become a square position kind of as the week goes on. I feel like I have my pulse on like the public world pretty well, and I feel like everyone and their mother is on Ohio State. So we'll see. I don't know. What are your thoughts on the Natty, Swami?
Yeah, I mean, you're more into college football
Yeah.
than me. I just can't. I'm just not. I'm not
Can't get
huge
into
on
it.
it
Will you at
Can't
least
get
watch it?
for whatever reason. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
watch it. Yeah,
Okay.
but
Okay.
yeah, as far as tonight though, I did hop. So I did see a Proptimizer play on. I believe it was the Carolina goalie for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
believe
forget what the play is, but I saw that too.
it was 22.5 save, something like that against the Vegas Knights. So Carolina is a sharp play, and you figure that means that Vegas is going to be shooting a lot, and so hopefully that. And I just saw that line moving for that prop, so
Nice.
I will play NHL, once in a while when I see a good one. I did see that goalie prop earlier, so.
Yeah, I'm sorry to my Denver's now -2. Wow. That's crazy line movement. I wonder if that's because of injury news or if it's because the public is hopping on. I don't know. That's interesting.
Yeah, Cam Johnson was questionable, so that I don't know what's going on with him. I think that could definitely be a factor if
Yeah, I
he's
haven't seen any updates for
shoot around or whatever. But yeah,
yeah, I
'cause
haven't
that would
have not seen
definitely
anything.
favor Denver if he's not playing.
Yeah. And I mean, my guess, and I have no evidence to say this, but my guess, Jokic was questionable. He probably got confirmed that he's playing, right? So even if that's not out in the public yet, the books know, right? So that's
Right.
probably where that line movement came from. if I had to guess. I love Denver. I'm really happy. I hopped on. Like I said, I got them at minus 107 or 108 or something like that. So hopefully, obviously that plays. And it was a play this morning too. So when I wake up, I hop on our Sharp app Money Handles tool. It's the first app I open on my phone. My wife laughs at me, but it really is when I turn my phone on, or when I like turn over in bed and I look at my phone. It's the first thing that I open up. And I looked at the money handles in the NBA. And Denver was a play in the morning. There was a lot of injury, like unexpected, or like we didn't know a whole lot about injury news yet. So that's why I didn't hop on it. The money handles tool is still pretty hot on there. So I like Denver -2. I like it at -2.5. So I'm glad to see that the line movement worked in our favor there.
It usually does.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah. So
yeah.
And that's what you'll see throughout the week with this is, you get some of this stuff early throughout the week with football, right? Or in the morning, and you usually see that line move in the right direction, and you get that, positive closing line value. And if you're getting that over time, you're generally in pretty good shape, right?
Yeah.
So
yep, you will be profitable if you can hop on. And there's a lot of different ways to use the Sharp report, right? There's a lot of people that play all the plays right in the morning, right? And they follow the Sharps religiously, and whatever the Sharps are on, as soon as they wake up, they play. There's other people that wait for the final, right? And I think that not one of those methods maybe isn't better than the other. It just obviously depends on your schedule, right? And it depends on like, when are you free to put in bets, and when do you feel comfortable putting in bets? Because, for example, like, I've had things where there was a play on the Sharp report and then it gets crossed off and then the line starts to move in the other way, right? So sometimes when those happen, you feel like you got to kick yourself because you're like, why did I play so early, right? Why didn't I wait for the best plays to come out? So whichever way that y'all choose to use this tool, I don't think there's necessarily a right or wrong way, unless you're fading the Sharps and going against the Sharps. I think that is the wrong way.
Yeah,
I do. I think that is the wrong way. That has shown to be a very bad move over time, for sure.
Yeah, and I just noticed this too. The Denver play is also model play. So
sometimes though things like this scare me when every single arrow is pointing one way. Obviously, this is a plus EV bet, right? There's a million tools all pointing in Denver's direction. Line movement matches, but it's plays like this that are going to hurt me the most when it doesn't hit, So we'll see. I like Denver tonight. I think that there's a lot of reasons to like Denver tonight. I think that is Jimmy playing tonight? Do we know this?
That's a good question. He wasn't questionable, like he was active, so the last that I saw, but
who knows? Maybe he'll come out with a fiery passion and want to build something for his team.
Yeah. I mean, when everything lines up, though, that's when you take the play and you just
then you just swallow it, right?
Yeah, whatever happens.
Like you can go to sleep at night knowing
you made the
right read, and
exactly.
and it just didn't happen.
Yeah. So
you want to talk NFL? We got 18 minutes. Let's talk NFL. The moneymaker. So we have 3 NFL sharp plays: Kansas City under, Detroit, and then the LA Rams. It looks like the LA Rams are the Rams crossed off. I can't tell. I'm not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Which is fine, right? That means that a sharp has come in on the Eagles, right? But I mean, if you look at the total, right, in Houston, it's already dropped a full point. Or sorry, in Kansas City, it's dropped a full point. The best odds you can get it at is 41.5. So the Sharps have absolutely moved that. What I didn't notice until I saw Coach Madness take is the Washington and Detroit line is at 55 and a half.
Wow.
55 and a half. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that is crazy.
I think the highest line of the season was at 56, and that was the Vikings in Detroit. And that wasn't even close to hitting at the end of the day. But I that's a pretty crazy line. What are your thoughts on the games this weekend?
Yeah, I think I think the Rams, I like this. It's crossed off, but I like the Rams.
Dude,
You
this
know?
Eagles team, I know that they won, but they did not convince me.
Mm-mm.
Like, they haven't convinced me all year.
Yeah, they haven't convinced me all year or last year, you know. I mean, I could see the Rams actually not just covering but pulling this out, you
I think
know.
so too.
I could see it. I could definitely
I
see
do
it.
too.
They're they've been rolling, and they got a Super Bowl winning coach, Super Bowl winning quarterback, and
I mean,
they
Puka
got
Nacua
their
is playing out of his
defense.
mind right
Yeah, you
now.
got Puka healthy.
Like
Cup's not
Kyron Williams,
even,
obviously.
yeah, really. Yeah, they haven't even, thrown it to Cup, So if
Well,
Higby's supposed to be back now too, he hasn't really played this year.
yeah.
So
Well, and they didn't even break a sweat last week, right? Like against the Vikings. I mean, they dominated that game from the start, right? I would also go the Rams. I think that plus 6.5 is where that line is probably going to stay. There's no way it goes up to plus 7. I mean there's no way. Plus
yeah,
plus 6.5 is where it's going to sit.
yeah,
For
yeah. I
sure.
would see it going, if anything, the other way. So I like that 6.5.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if by game time it was at plus 6 or plus 5.5. Like,
Right.
because I think a lot of people feel the same way. I think Nick Sirianni is not a good coach. I've always
Mhm.
thought that, even when when they've had success. Like, I don't think he's a great coach. And the Rams defense is very low key good. They're young, but they're good. Like, and they locked up Jordan Addison, and I mean Justin Jefferson was still had his yards, right? But like, they kind of locked them up. I was very impressed.
Yeah, so I definitely like, the Rams, at that plus, plus 6.5 number. So
Yeah,
that one looks good. I think Kansas City is going to roll, over the
minus eight and
Texans.
a half is a lot.
That is a
Like,
lot. That is a
it's a
lot.
lot.
So,
And Joe
not,
Mixon is questionable. So
yeah,
I mean, it could be a drubbing. I think that maybe a lot of people are high on Houston for their win last week. I mean, they
hmm
dominated LA, but I,
another reason to fade Houston. I don't see him doing it 2 weeks in a row. I
well,
just
and
don't.
I
Without
mean,
Diggs, without Dell. I mean, right?
people have hounded on the Chiefs all year, right? Because their offense isn't as dynamic. But every year around this time, people make the same mistake. And they're like they doubt the voodoo magic of Patrick Mahomes. And like, I just, ever since I think 2 years ago, I bet against them and I got burned. And I swore to myself I will never do it again. Like, in a big game, I will never in my life go against Patrick Mahomes. It's just not smart.
No.
Like,
Yeah. So I see. I think the Texans. So the under. I think that looks pretty good. I think the Texans are going to have trouble scoring, especially if Mixon is questionable now.
yeah.
I mean, you got Nico Collins, and that's it, right? I mean, how are they going
Well,
to
and
score?
a lot of their points last week came off of defense, right? Like defense, the turnovers, setting them up, for short fields or scoring themselves, right? I think they had a pick six. Like I just don't see the Chiefs taking their foot off the gas, right? Like, and
No.
they're too disciplined, right? The Chiefs are too disciplined to
Yeah.
to overlook this team or to have shortcomings. Like they are going to be prepared for this game for sure.
Too many weapons, too disciplined. They got, the coaching. They just have all the advantages. It's like check, 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 check,
Yeah.
check. I mean, so, but would I take the 8.5? Probably not. That's why I think I'd stick with the under there.
It's a bad number. 8.5 is just a bad number. Like
Exactly.
And I mean, speaking of, like, we go to Detroit, right? Like Detroit hosting Washington, you can actually get Washington plus 9.5 at some books, like that. But this game is weird because last week, like the Commanders looked good. And I mean the Bucks are nowhere near the offensive caliber of Detroit, but like I'm really worried about Detroit having a stinker. I am.
Yeah.
I am. I'm
Mm.
worried about them having a stinker.
I could see it. What would your percentages be on that happening? Like, I could see it, but I just don't feel like it's gonna happen. But Jaden Daniels, he's a winner though. I mean,
I
he
know.
really
That's what
is.
I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, on paper, it's the same thing. Detroit should drub them pretty much in every category, right? Like, but if you look behind the curtain, for example, like our Sharp App AI has
Mhm.
Detroit minus 6.5. If you're getting them at plus 9.5, that's crazy, right? That's crazy value.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
kind of like that plus 9.5.
if I think that the public is going to be really heavy on Detroit
Yep.
because they always are on one seeds. It just is like there's something that the public is enamored by the one seed, right? I think that if that line keeps creeping, like plus 9.5 is a good number. And the I guess books don't really want to talk about this or it's not really like super well known, but when a team is at plus 6.5, plus 9.5, plus 13.5, like right under these key numbers, that detracts a lot of bettors, right? And they do that on purpose. So if you're getting a number like 9.5, most teams I wouldn't mind that, or like I wouldn't play that, but in this case,
Right.
it's a really hard conversation, and
Yeah.
I'll need to see where that line ends.
And I was trying to think like because I can't, because it feels like the Commanders, like when they've gotten down, the second half, Jaden Daniels just like finds a way, right?
Oh yeah,
And so I was just pulling up their, the numbers for the year, and there's only one game that they lost by more than 8 points, and that was against the Buccaneers. So, I mean, if you're getting that 9.5 number, that's looking, if you look at it that way and just think like they keep stuff, if they're not, taking care of business, they're usually keeping it close, is what I'm trying to say, right?
I mean, I could even see like a backdoor cover, right, or something like that, where final few minutes or so they pull within 7 or something like that, right? Like, for sure.
Yeah, and you see this game and you see the total, and it's doesn't look like a lot of defense is going to be happening.
The Sharp App projections are at 58. Like,
wow. So
like
that would say take the over 55.5, right?
I don't
Not that I would do that, but I'm just saying that's what what everything's pointing to.
But there's two ways that this could go, right? Detroit either wins 40-17, right? Or it's literally back and forth, right?
Yeah.
And they're trading touchdowns and scoring drives, right? So this game
Yeah.
is so hard to read. And I think that both games in the NFC, I think, are going to be closer than the line indicates.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But
Now, I mean, let's move on to the heavyweight,
yeah.
right? This is the game of the week. I think in most people's eyes, it's the Sunday night prime time. Baltimore at Buffalo. These two teams have a lot of history, right? These are the two teams that, when you look back at like Tom Brady's career, you think about all the quarterbacks that didn't win a Super Bowl because of Tom Brady. We're starting to look at Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow as all these quarterbacks that didn't win a Super Bowl because of Patrick Mahomes, right? Like this is if the Chiefs didn't exist, we would probably have a Super Bowl.
And did you see the news on Zay Flowers?
No.
Doubtful, but has a chance to play.
Okay.
So,
I mean, now look, Baltimore has shown that they can do it without him, right? That's for sure, right? But like Baltimore played a sad Pittsburgh team last week. I mean, they limped into the playoffs and then got destroyed. And then Buffalo took care of business against a frisky Denver team, right? Like this line, I think is perfect. I think that at most books probably Baltimore's favored, if I had to guess, right? I know at some, but it really is a toss up. Interesting though. Sharp AI has the game as Baltimore 62% chance to win. Predicted spread -4.
wow. That's crazy to me. I just feel like it's the Bills' year. I don't know about you, but that's what I feel like. It feels like it's Josh Allen's year.
Josh Allen has been in FU mode. I don't care who's in front of me. I don't care who's on my team. I'm just going to do it. Right?
Yeah.
And I think that he feels a lot of pressure. I think both these quarterbacks feel a lot of pressure. Right? Like this is a massive game. If Lamar doesn't go to the Super Bowl, he'll have a lot of questions to answer. I mean, he's got Derrick Henry. Like he's finally gotten that like offensive companion to kind of take a little bit off of him. Now, obviously, Zay Flowers being out I don't think it would change the line because I'm sure the line is factoring in Zay Flowers not playing. But it's really hard to get to bet against Buffalo in Buffalo.
Yes. Yeah. It's just, I can't believe that. I don't know. It's just hard for me to, I don't understand how Buffalo is +2. I could see him being a pick 'em, but it's just tough for me to, I don't know, especially without Zay Flowers. So I like Buffalo at +2 here, personally.
Well, look, I mean, +2 is the best it's gonna get.
Yeah.
Right? Like that, it's not going up. Like it's not going to +3. That's not gonna happen. It's like no shot. I mean, this is a game that you look at and you're like, this is just going to be awesome. Maybe I'll just sit back and watch and not have any betting interest, right? Like, I don't know. It'll be interesting.
That's not what the show's about, though. This is
no, it's not. No, it's not. Sorry. Yeah. Buffalo money line.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I thought last week that the Steelers would, like make him throw the ball and they would have a little bit more trouble. But I think that's what's going to happen this week. I mean, I guess I don't know how you do that when you have, I was talking to my son about that, and I'm like, look how hard that is. Like Lamar is like doing a RPO to Derrick Henry, and it's like, which way do you go? Do you go for Lamar and then you get trucked by Derrick Henry? And if you go for Lamar anyway, you're most likely not going to tackle him anyway. Yeah, he's going to juke you or whatever. So, and I don't know that, Buffalo's run defense is anything great either. So they could potentially, have some issues here running, like stopping the run too. So I don't know.
Has it at -4. -4.
That's crazy. Yeah.
That's crazy. If you like, gun to my head, nah, I'm taking the Ravens. I'm doing it. I'm taking the Ravens.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and I guess if you take the Bills at +2, I might as well take the Bills. So.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's the Josh Allen year. And this may just be me wanting. I just want him to beat Patrick Mahomes.
Now I will say this.
Yeah.
I think that I know time is running out here.
Yep.
I think that the Bills have a better chance to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I want to happen too.
So. Right. Full transparency. Yeah. I think that is true.
Yeah. Should be a good one either way.
What a show.
Yeah.
Like, how many people we got in here? 1 million?
I mean, we got a lot of people. I think we're setting records today. So
yep.
Josh Allen is a choke artist. He has been doing good though, but I'm done now. LOL. Reality check. That's a great name for that.
That's a great.
Nice. Yeah. And then if Lamar does not go to the Super Bowl, he will have a lot of questions to answer. Yeah, I think both of them will, right?
You could say the same thing about Josh.
Same thing.
Yep.
So it's going to be a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, it will.
But we'll go ahead and end on that. So anyway, everybody, we thank you for making this a record-breaking show. Got a lot of people on here, and divisional weekend. I hope everybody enjoys the game. As always, hit us up for that discount on the Sharp app, because you can get all these lines early, and make sure, and then you can get the Proptimizer too, which is where it's at. But at the very least, get in our free Discord, say hello, get those free plays that we're putting out each and every day.
Yep. So. And obviously we're both in the Sharp Discord, so shoot us an @, right? Even if you're just a free, right? Even if you're just in there, hanging out, like, shoot us an @, let us know what you're seeing. If you need any advice, any plays, just go ahead and ask. Okay. It has been an awesome hour. Thank you all for being here. And have fun this weekend. It should be a fun weekend of football. It really, really should. It should be a fun weekend of football.
Yeah, enjoy it, everybody. And then the national championship on Monday. So looking forward to it, and we'll see you next week.
Yep. Bye, everyone.
See you guys.